Global terror alert, the FBI arresting a 23-year-old man in Milwaukee after he allegedly purchased machine guns and planned to attack a temple. Joining us now is the chairman of the Threat Knowledge Group, Sebastian Gorka. Sebastian, good to see you. Thanks so much for spending the time this morning with us.
Good morning. Great to be on, Maria. Thank you.
I was struck by your report about one of the real disturbing aspects of ISIS activists in the U.S., that 30% of those intercepted had no intention of going abroad to fight jihad. Tell us about that.
Yes, so Threat Knowledge Group, we published a report all your viewers can download, and it's just a collection of all the data on ISIS arrests in the United States. And since they declared the caliphate just over a year and a half ago, we've killed or intercepted more than 90 people on U.S. soil affiliated with ISIS. And the scary thing is only half of them wanted to go and be jihadis in the Middle East. 20% were facilitators, talent spotters, and a full 29% had decided the best way to serve Abu Bakr, the best way to serve the new caliph would be to kill Americans on U.S. soil. And we're seeing again and again and again. We published that before San Bernardino, then we have Philly, now we have Milwaukee. This is the new trend, Maria.
So do they have a new way of doing things, ISIS does? Have they changed their strategies?
Yes, if you look at the tactics, if you look at the way that the attacks were executed in Paris, if you look at San Bernardino, and if you look at the report on this arrest, we're not seeing suicide attacks like 9/11 anymore. We're seeing individuals that prepare extensively and are going to do an attack and then survive to go and do another attack somewhere else. We saw this in Paris. The bad guys got away. We saw in San Bernardino, they were allegedly wearing masks after they did the massacre at the Christmas party, got back in the SUV and then went somewhere else potentially to do another attack with those pipe bombs. And what do we find in this report? That the individual not only illegally bought machine guns, fully automatic weapons, he bought a suppressor, he bought a silencer to use in the attack so he could go into the temple, kill the people in the temple, and then go away without being found to do something else. This is a new approach to jihad, Maria.
Wow. Sebastian, give us a sense of how the United States is doing at finding these people before they're able to attack. Are we getting better at locating them, and how are we doing it?
Okay, so you want the good news or the bad news? The good news is that we are arresting or intercepting 3 times as many ISIS suspects per month on average than we were intercepting al-Qaeda suspects. So there's a 300% increase in our interdiction of these individuals on U.S. soil. But what's the bad news? That means that they're recruiting 3 times as many people here in America to kill Americans. So we're doing something well, but so is ISIS. And the real thing is they're masters at social media, and we haven't even begun to fight the fight in social media.
But tell us how they are actually doing the interdicting, because, you know, there's this great debate going on in the United States about privacy and about intrusion into phones. How's it happening? Is it communities turning them in? Is it opening the mail? Or?
Very, very rarely. This is the bad news. Very rarely do we see people in the community doing this. It's less than 20% are people who are coming to us, to the feds, to tell us that there's a problem. In most cases, it's actually, as in this case in Milwaukee, it's our informants or our undercover agents. And it's the model that the NYPD developed after 9/11 to insert your human intelligence assets into the community to find out what's going on. That's what really works best.
Really interesting. How do you think this most recent Milwaukee man investigation and arrest weighs into all of this?
Well, the real interesting question that we're going to see in the next few days or weeks is what are his connections to ISIS, because we've never really seen somebody, you know, this myth about somebody in their basement getting on the internet and becoming a jihadi. Somewhere along the line, either they travel to the Middle East or they're spotted by somebody who assists them online, gives them training. So where do the connections lead? That will be the real question that we want to know.
Sebastian, thank you so much for your time this morning. We'll see you soon, sir.
Thanks, Maria.
Sebastian Gorka, and we'll be right back.